guys, and welcome to another episode. We're out here in the beautiful Brunswick, Western Australia. We've got an awesome campsite down here. Got some nice flowing water coming through the camp here. Awesome four-wheel drive tracks, just a stone throw away. This place out here is just absolute magic. The reason we're out here today, we wanted to get out of the city. We're celebrating 12 months in our 2020 Lotus Freelander 17.6 foot. So if you go back, you would have seen we've got this thing brand new. We did a full rundown. We only had this thing for a couple of weeks back then. So the purpose of the episode today, again, we've been in this for 12 months. The last 6.5 months, we've been living in this thing full time. If you've been following the channel, go back, you would have seen we ended up deciding to sell the house, sell everything, pack up, and go and travel full time. So this has been our house, and we've been nearly 3/4 of the way in the 12 months around Australia in this thing. So the last 6.5 months, we've done some things like the Fink Desert Race, the Unundana track, all up through Darwin, the Gibb River Road, all the tracks north of Broome, Carrageenny National Park, just to name a few, and just getting to campsites like these can be quite challenging. So we've definitely put this thing through the paces, and the reason the episode, what we're going to do today is we just want to get some real life feedback. Again, we went back, we've seen this thing when it was nice and brand new, all the features. So what we want to go through is in this episode is, how they were. I want to give you some tips and tricks of, what we would change and what we would go without. So even if you don't have a Lotus Caravan, things like suspension and gas heaters and batteries, you're going to get a lot of this episode as well. So that's the purpose behind this episode today. Now, to answer that thumbnail we had on there, are we selling the van? Why the hell? We love this thing. Why are we selling the van? And look, the answer to that question is no, because we've sold the van. The van's been sold. So about probably, I reckon nearly 3 or 4 months ago, this thing, we sold it. So it's gone to a lovely bloke up in Queensland. He's just bought a new 200 series cruiser, absolutely off its head. So he's going to be going around, pretty much doing what we're doing as well, going around traveling, sold his house, going to be getting out and about there. So it's going to be going to an awesome home. And yes, that means we're getting a new caravan. So again, it's not because there's anything wrong or we don't like this caravan. When we went to Lotus at the start, we said every 12 months, we want to make sure we've got the latest, greatest. We want to build a new van every 12 months. This is something you're going to see quite a lot from us. And look, Lotus is a big part of our brand. We don't get caravans given to us. We're always honest. We use our gear, and there is some things today that's going to give some good feedback. So really excited to get in this one, guys. Let's do it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run around a lot of the features of the van, just some of the main stuff, and just talk about how it's been and if we would sort of change anything. So the first, just like our last video, the first thing, our favorite feature of this van is the Cruisemaster ATX air suspension. So this thing has just been absolutely magic. The ride, just the quality of this gear, and just simple as pulling up here. Like we're on a massive angle and rolled in here. We really had to lift the left side up, drop the right side all the way down. And if you had to have just leveling chocks, you'd be here for ages trying to build a freaking castle to try and level your van up. So even if you don't want, the air suspension, if you think it's just an off-road package, sort of, I'm not going to go on many corrugations. As simple as that, we've been to some caravan parks and that where you're on just the slightest little bit of an angle, you just pop it up, a couple of mil, you're level, and happy days. So again, we can't recommend this stuff. Once you've gone air, you won't go back. So we actually have the disc brakes on this as well. In my same opinion of the disc brakes, is such more of a nicer feel. I really like it because we do a lot of dirt roads, dust, water crossings and stuff like that. I feel like with the drum brakes, you can get a lot of water and dust and that can sit in there. It can rust over time, and to pull it apart and clean it, yes, you can do it, but it's not something you want to be doing on the road. It's quite a messy job. So having the control panels in here has been absolutely awesome. We use this to blow dirt out of the van. We have a air out point here, air the tires up. We've aired down at the moment here, so when we go out, one of us will do the van, one of us do the car. We have 2 compressors in each vehicle, which is super handy. So it's just literally your left and right, up, down. You can do both up and down. When you head off, you just hit the auto level, which on this thing, we actually did have a problem with this. It wasn't a Cruisemaster problem when we first got this van. When GNS did they're the ones that mount the suspension and that. The auto level mounts actually got mounted on the wrong side. So we broke 2 or 3 little rubber grommets under there. Couldn't figure out why until we actually saw the guys at Cruisemaster at the Melbourne 4x4 show. And like, it's been mounted the wrong side, so I had a lot of tension on there and it was breaking off. So we actually only found this out. I saw a couple other people had the same issue as well, breaking the little rubber grommets on the auto level, and this is actually right before we're about to leave. So we actually haven't got that fixed yet. So it's going to go up to Cruisemaster before it goes to its new owner in January. And that's literally a 10-minute job for them just to switch over the other side and happy days. So I'm actually suspecting a little bit of a leak in one of the shocks too. So every time I've been washing it, it says that on one of the shocks it's got a little bit of dirt, a little bit of grease on there. So again, those guys are going to fix that up there, but you know, it has got a little bit of a leak there. So after 12 months, but hasn't caused an issue. But you know, if it's something like you don't pick up, if you start losing oil over the time, you know, it is going to cause you problems. But so yeah, a few little minor things there, but cannot recommend this enough. And the people that have gone to this kit, again, it's just awesome. The articulation and stuff you get for off-road, if you do go through some ruts and that, it's just absolutely magic. I can't put my name behind it enough. It's an awesome bit of kit. So again, the 17.6 foot van, like this has been, it's been perfect. It is the perfect size. 1 or 2 people, obviously we don't have bunks in here, but it's just the size of this thing, get down the tracks where we are, all that, it has been absolutely awesome. So pretty much everything outside is good. With this, because we got the air control box here, the bigger tunnel boot, the 17.6s have the wheel arches, so you do the airbag box usually goes over there. So we had to squeeze this here. We ended up with a little bit bigger awning than the other 17.6 foots out there, but it had to actually go across the window here. So we can't open this window when the awning isn't out. When it's out, it's normal. Yeah, so it's no dramas at all, but it's not a design fault. Someone said it looked like a design fault. That's just literally how they've had to work, and we've got a bit bigger awning, which has been awesome. So might even touch on our outdoor living space here. So we just pretty much run a mat. We've got muck mats. We've had all our navigator gear here. Again, we've been using this stuff for 12 months. The chairs, the stools, the dog bed. Even though she's not on the dog bed, she sleeps on our chairs. Yeah, she heard me. So yeah, this is it. All their gear is awesome. And then we've also got the new navigator table here. We've been testing this thing since August. So we put this thing through its paces as well. Really good bit of kit. We mainly just use it to have the Weber on, chuck the stuff under there. You just actually lifts right up. You can use it as a bar stool. Again, it's really, really, really awesome. So these are actually out and available now. But yeah, we've been living this thing for quite a long time. So going along, I guess one thing I would change on this van, we're going to change on the next one, is we're going to go to a gal chassis. So the Freelanders usually come with a painted chassis. You can actually have the option. I think the painted chassis looks better when it's new, but anything that's painted, it's going to chip. So when you're going on off-road, you know, even if you just any sort of stone roads, you know, if stuff's going to flick up. Yes, we got the stone guard on the front. No, we don't have a stone stomper. We got friends that do have them, and underneath still gets trash. It's just something that's you just gotta wear. You know, under the car's the same. You know, all the front of the ATX under there. You know, it's painted, so it's gonna get chipped. We did put some extra mud flaps under there to try and protect it. You know, it's not from just smashing your gear. It's just from driving down the road. Especially we've got mud tires on here as well. So we were gonna paint this for the new owner, but us being over in WA here, he's gonna be going doing a lot of the same sort of stuff as well. So he said not to worry. So you know, again, so it does. You know, it's got some stone chips. Of course, you know, it doesn't look as pretty as what it was when it was brand new, but this is just something that happens and something you sort of got to live with when you're out there. So this thing's going to go in, all the mud flaps, all the stone guard in the front. We're placing a lot of things on this. This thing's going to look absolutely brand new for once we hand it over to the new owner. So moving along, we got the BF Goodrich KM3 muddies. So these are 285 70 17. So it's just below a 33-inch tire, I think, when you do the calculations. I think this is the perfect size. Like it's big enough to when you are going through some off-road stuff. The strength of the tires, even though we did get a flat when we were up at Fink, we put a big bloody stake through the tire. It's our first flat tire we've ever had. But I think this tire size is really good. Having the muddies for that extra strength and all that stuff has been really, really good. They've got the standard Lotus rims on there, which I actually think looks quite tough. So moving along, we've got the outdoor entertainment unit. This has got like your radio and stuff. There's some chargers, and to be honest, you can put your TV out there. I think when we first got the van, we put the TV outside a couple of times, but we haven't really used it that much outside. You know, I'd like to do it a bit more, but just honestly, we haven't really sat outside and watched TV that much. We don't watch much TV at all, but if we do, it tends to be inside. But having the controls out here, you know, we charge our phones and stuff if we need to. USB points out there. I always crank the beats, so having the nice Fusion stereo system outside, we do use that a lot. So moving along the back here, you know, we've got your fold-out table down here, which we use a lot. We prepare a lot on the back there. We've got the rear tunnel boot here, so the nice tall tunnel boot. This is where we store our fishing rods, all our fishing gear in there. Not that we pretty much do any fishing. That's one thing that we're probably going to look at ditching next year. We're really trying to get into it. We just haven't really got into that much. So that's going to be something we're going to have to really reevaluate. But yeah, having that nice tall tunnel boot there has been really, really good. But we are making a few changes on our next van. Again, guys, you're going to have to wait for the next van. It's a secret still. By the time this video comes out in the next week or two, we're probably going to have it. So it's very, very, very close. So keep an eye on the socials and all that. And you're going to see what we've done on that new van, which is really exciting. So, all right, that's enough for the side here. Let's go around the back. All right, move around the back. So we got the Dometic reverse camera on these. These things come standard on the Lotus vans. We had the screen mounted up on the dash in the car. So obviously awesome reversing, but also we have this thing on 24/7. So if someone's driving behind you on the highway or whatever, you can sort of see what's going on behind the van, which is really handy. So the wood cage, that's an option. Most people have them, some don't. Do we use it for wood? We do, but not massively. Like, you know, especially now in WA, we're in fire bands at the moment, but, you know, we have used it to carry wood, but we have like our jockey wheel in here. Again, we've got the navigator bag, something we've been testing with these guys for ages, the jockey wheel bag, so we chuck that in there. Also, you know, we do have the jerry can holders. Usually we have a couple of jerrys in there. We sort of haven't really at the moment. We've been around civilization again now, but when we're up north, we'd, you know, sort of carry 40, 50 litres or something if we needed it in them remote areas. So, obviously you got your spare, but that's sort of the main sort of thing for the rear here. Again, it's really good having the jockey wheel and that in there. We run the trailer made Hitch, which we'll show you once we get out the front. That thing's been really, really good, but you know, it does add a little bit more weight on the rear, which can help you tow ball weight if you need to. But I think that's pretty much there. So let's run around the side here. Down here we've got the water tank isolators. This thing is really, really good. So what the main reason of this is you can have all tanks on, and when you turn your water on, it's going to draw from all tanks, or you can isolate just the one at a time. So what that actually does, it helps with your water pressure, so you can get more pressure in the shower and that, which is an absolute bonus. Michaela loves that. And what you can also do, so we have 3 tanks here. We have 2 95s and a 50, and it's all just fresh water. So we have our Kangen K8 water ionizer inside, so we don't need to have dedicated drinking water. And yeah, you can have that option. People do like to do that. We just got all fresh, and I've had no dramas at all. So, okay, what's that? You know, just under 250 litres of water. Is it enough? Yeah. Would we like more? Yeah. So I would say probably 250 minimum, but 300 would be a good number. You know, 350 tops if your weight can handle it. But I'd say that, yeah, 250 to 300 for water tanks, if you're looking at a van, would be about where I'd start. If you're just going for your weekend or not, obviously showers are the killer. But, you know, just when you're out free camping like this, you just have to be, you know, a little bit careful of the water and that. But them isolators are really good. I know some people actually don't know how they work, but that is the reason there. So moving along, again, we've got our tyres here. You can see the angles on here of how we've got the van really, really down this side, because we're actually on quite an angle here. So, yeah, Dometic fridge covers here. We've never covered these up when we're on dusty roads and stuff. I know people have, but we hadn't had any issues with it. If you are going to look at covering up, make sure when you do stop or you're going to camp, you take them off, because these fridges do need to breathe. So we did have a little bit of an issue with the fridge, which we'll mention once we get inside. There's a bit of a warranty issue with Dometic. Outdoor shower, this is something we weren't sure if we're going to use that much. And look, I'd definitely keep it on there. It's going to be on the next van. We washed the dog. We washed, you know, our boogie board. I was going to say a surfboard, but I don't have a surfboard. I've got a boogie board, so glorified bloody surfboard. And we do wash that stuff when we're at the beach, or, you know, people wash some of your motorbike gear down and stuff like that. So yeah, having an external shower has been good. Some people might not use them at all, but we're definitely going to look at keeping that for the next one. You're just moving along, you know, your power in and out, simple stuff. Your caps here, we actually lost a key for it, so we've got some new caps coming. The water caps on these things are a little bit hard to get on and off and lock. You know, it's not the best idea. I'd probably rather someone's got a thread and you can just thread it in. But again, it's caused no issues, but you know, it's a little bit how you're going. We've got the actuator down there for the disc brakes. Again, this is something that does this copper flogging from all the stones and all that. But again, having it sitting there has been fine. Had no trouble. Actually, no, we did have a bit of drama with the disc brakes when we were up north. We took it through a underbody car wash, and then I'm assuming that's the problem, because that's when it happened after it. I'm not sure, a little bit of water got somewhere, but our brakes actually got locked on. So we had to actually, you know, get up there. We had to get a guy to check all our wiring and stuff. And once it sort of dried out, it was sort of no dramas. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the issue was there, but it was all fixed up. But yeah, we did have brake issues for a day or two when we were up there, up in Queensland. So your continuous hot water, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So pretty much what this means, I'd say it probably takes 5 to 10 seconds, maybe call it 10 seconds to be safe to get hot. Once so there still is a bit of a delay, but it will continually stay hot. What I've found, when you are out free camping, one thing about if you sort of wash yourself, this is what we do anyway, turn it off, put your soap and stuff on, turn it back on, it will go cold again for, again, that little period. It'll go really hot, a little bit cold, then it'll come back on. So, but if you are parked up at caravan parks, Michaela spends friggin' 3 hours in there washing her hair, the water stays consistently, not like the old ones where you'd have your small tank, it would heat up, then, you wash your hair and, 2 minutes you run out of hot water, the next person's there crying because it's freezing and they've got to have a cold shower. So continuous hot water is really, really, really good. That's been an awesome feature. So into the tunnel boot here, I'm not sure, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We've got all our navigator bags, that's how we keep this thing organized. And we have cut down our gear that we take a lot. We just sent another 25 kilos worth of stuff home, clothes and stuff, and just stuff we just haven't used. And we packed very minimum anyway at the start. So we've definitely got more space here. Again, we had the chainsaw, the blower, all that, the webbing that goes in here. We're going to talk about the east-west bed in a minute. This does give you a bit bigger of a tunnel boot as well, which is why we went that way. But again, trying to keep your tunnel boot nice and organized, we just use the navigator silage bags. It's just absolutely awesome. Got all my oils and stuff, all our hoses, your silage hose, all that stuff. Has been, it makes it really, really, really nice and organized. So, and again, the reason why we went with the east-west bed with we wanted the bigger tunnel boot storage is because of this thing on the front here. So we got the bike. This is actually a brand new bike. We've had this thing for probably about a month now. So we did do an episode there. If you go back and have a look, we'll chuck the link up above. The guys from Bunbury KTM massively helped us out with this. So sad to see the other bike gone, but we've had that thing for quite a while now. And just look, this 6-month trip was going to be, am I going to use the bike much or not? And look, I definitely do. Like I was just, even when we place out like this, I can get out and explore. I've used it to go ahead, find campsites. And some of the places this thing has taken me is just stuff I just would have dreamt of. So the new bike was staying. Yes, that's why I built a new bike. It's staying with us for next year. And this is what we had on the tub built bike rack. This thing is just top friggin' notch. So there's actually a lot of guys out there now. This is something you can actually get through Lotus. They do have a genuine sort of fit as well. So if you are looking at doing a camper trailer or a caravan or something, want to chuck it on there, we will chuck a link below so you can reach out and grab one. It's full aluminium, and look, we've tested this thing. Like, this has gone. We knew it was good from the start. We didn't have that real life experience with it. All the corrugations, all the stuff we've gone on. I've gone to the checks and bolts. I haven't even had to nip up any bolts on it. So it's just, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's light, it's mega light. There is steel options out there, but especially when you're on the front, you don't want to be adding much, as you want to be keeping the weight off there as much as you can, which is going to take me into our ball weight. Everyone sees, they see a dirt bike on the front, they freak out thinking I've got a probably 600 kilo set of balls. But what all this did, this only added about 65 to 70 kilos to the ball. So I think we're about a 320 to 325 ball weight from memory. That's when we're fully loaded, full tanks. That was right before we were at the Lotus factory, before we were about to travel. So it was packed to travel Australia. We had about, again, I think it was about the 325 mark, call it 330 to be safe. So that is an absolute perfect ball weight. That's perfect. This van rides amazing. Like, I can't, if you've got a Lotus, you'll know, and this is what separates van, like some people out there, cheaper vans, like, they're all the same. It is not. The geometry in these things, what they're made out of, all that, and just, it makes the biggest difference. Like, I've seen vans out there that standard have a 330 kilo ball weight standard. Like, be very careful if you're looking at vans that do have that. So this bit of kit here has just been absolutely awesome. Again, the bike's staying, the bike rack is staying. You do need to extend your drawbar. One for the room. The second one is also the longer the drawbar, depending on which model you're getting, it's going to lighten the ball weight a bit. So just to help with that sort of pivot. So that's what we've done up there. Again, it's awesome to get it done from new. Really easy option. Around the front here, we've got this is the trailer made hitch we use. we had no issues with the thing at all. Actually does have a little attachment there that we can actually, when we did have a flat tire with Fink, it's when we got to, actually no, we didn't use it actually, we actually used someone's high lift jack because I left a little fitting for it at home. That's one thing, it's the only thing that I left at home when we traveled to Australia. Got a flat tire, couldn't jack the freaking van up. So these do come with it. It comes with a little platform there. It's got jacking blocks on the side. You can pull the whole van up. Super easy to change your tires. So stone guard on the front, have put a bit of a nick in there. That's from our spare wheel on the back of the car. So we're going to move this back a little bit on the new one. Just on full lock, it would just hit the stone guard. So that is something to think about if you do have, a big set of 35s or something on the back of your car like we do. Having this in the right position can definitely be handy. So gas bottles, again, we use a lot of gas, but in saying that, we've never had any issues. I know people are trying to go gasless and that these days, but we've got the heater and that, which we're going to touch on in a minute, which has been totally fine. DO35 hitch at the front here. Again, this thing's been awesome. Just like the tracks coming in now, this is where these things are these are what they are made for. Just having a van, if you're going to be doing, even on the highway, having a tow ball these days is so yesterday. These are just awesome on the highway. If you even hit a few bumps and that, you just barely know. You barely know they're on the back. The van will do its thing, the car will do its thing. You don't really have that feedback coming through with the ball, the tow balls, making the car go up and down or swaying around. Did have a little issue with it. It wasn't really an issue. The bushes on this actually got worn out after we did the Gibb River Road. We had the squeaking from hell through this thing. No matter what lube and that I threw on there, it just wouldn't get rid of it. I think it was just a bit of a bush, had a little bit of movement up the front here. The guys at Cruise Master are awesome. I'm not getting my hands dirty to change in a bush, so they sent us out a new one, which was awesome. But I did find it a little bit odd on our old van. We had one for a couple of years, never had any issues. So whether it was just heat, I'm not too sure, but the bush did sort of wear out and get a little bit loose, so we did have to replace that. So that's only been on there for a couple of months. Got the Cove. This is the gear we've just got from, we've been using this for quite a while from ProTrek. So these are the Covix locks. So when we're out in place like these, free camping, massive lock on here. This thing can be alarmed. We've got locks that go on the disc. Again, it's all alarmed for the bike. So if someone's going to come down here, obviously the bike is sort of hot property for security. A lot of people ask, because we've gone through some dodgy places, especially, up the center and stuff. And, you do want to even just whip into the supermarket and you're 20 minutes away or 10 minutes in town. It can be a little bit eerie leaving your stuff there. So again, we've just run the Covix locks. So all you do is you touch them and, wiggle around a bit, they go off their head. So especially it's peace of mind overnight. We feel very safe with the bikes there. What we've done with these guys as well, we've actually got a 15% off discount code. So this actually isn't any discount code. These guys hit us up. We're using the gear anyway, and all we said is like, look, this is not something we really do, but we're happy to do it. And what we've done there is, so you guys will get 15% off. Use TC 15. We've got a link down below in the description there. And what happens after that? Instead of us getting 15% commission into our bank account, it goes straight to charity. So this is going to be a charity of your choice. So when you do make a purchase, reach out, let us know. Every single month, we just donate $100 to a GoFundMe for someone at home. A dad that got head-on accident of a motorbike, couple-week coma and stuff. So together we'll be able to help you guys some discount. Together we're able to help give back. So I think that pretty much covers the front here. Again, I've got some stone chips now on the front here. Yes, the stone stomper would help with the A-frame, I reckon. It would definitely help with the A-frame with scratches, but it's not really going to help that much of underneath. So, right, that's pretty much done there. We're going to move back around the front, and then we'll go head inside. Alright, so that's a good little wrap up on the outside of the van. Just touching on weights, this thing is 2725 tear, so that's when it's empty, and it can be loaded up to 3495. So it's quite a fair bit of payload. A lot of the lows, all the chassis and that, you can rate these things up to 4 ton or just over, no drums or changing the hitch and that. That's stuff that can get done from loaded straight up. So this is still your 3.5 ton. Even when we're fully loaded, dirt bike, our gear to travel Australia, full water, fuel, we're still under that 3495. So it's been absolutely perfect. Again, we've actually even dropped more stuff since then. We towed the big Nissan Patrol. Absolutely love this thing. This thing has been a weapon. All the tracks we do, just towing on the highway, towing on the corrugations, we couldn't ask for anything better. So these things do have a 7-ton GCM. We're still under that. The car's under 3.5 tons, so we do have a little bit of room to move. That's why I didn't go the long range fuel tank and stuff like that on there. And again, without giving too much away, And next van, we have gone a little bit bigger. So when you go bigger, of course, there's going to be a little bit more weight involved. So we've sort of been able to allow for that. So I think that's a pretty good wrap around the outside. I hope that's really helped. We're going to go inside now. Check out the exciting part. Alrighty, welcome inside. Let's welcome Michaela to the party.
Hello.
The interior designer. Alright, welcome. So here we are inside again. The layout for this thing for a 17.6, you could not get it any better.
That's perfect.
Of course, to do that though, and to allow that, you've got to do the east-west better. This is a make or break for some people. There's pros and cons, but look, I think the pros would outweigh the cons though. So let's talk about a couple of pros quickly. So it's longer. This is like what, like 7 foot or something?
It's like a 7 foot bed.
It's a really long really long bed. So it goes from
tall.
Yeah, tall.
Perfect.
Yeah. So the total length of the van, for me, it's really good. Could probably be a little bit wider. So I think you probably do lose a little bit of width. So but that's okay. But look, when you are building a van, I'm sure you could probably ask it to be a little bit wider. So that's a pro for us. Again, we wanted the bigger tunnel boot. So this allows you to have a bigger tunnel boot, deeper, longer, and also gets this under bed storage.
Oh yeah, we really utilise this under bed storage. I always thought before we got the van, like, what the heck would I even use all that for? But we have our shoes, our vacuum, we store our bin and our washing basket.
Yeah, everything under there.
Yeah,
a box for our KA. Like it all sort of sits under there. So the under bed storage and getting access from there is really, really good. So what size sheets do you run this thing? This is your number one question.
This is a question that I had no idea before we got the van, and now I see a lot of other people getting east-west beds. They're like, what size sheets do you run on this bed? So we run fitted and flat king sheets. Probably could run a queen flat sheet, but we run a queen doona and doona cover.
Yeah, that's
but you definitely need that king fitted sheet just to get right. Yeah. Fit right across.
Alright, so what would the cons be? What would one of your cons be?
I sleep on the inside, so I have to, if I want to go to the toilet through the night, I have to climb over.
That's a con for me. I get bloody trampled on when I'm trying to sleep, but. Yeah. You don't feel that comfortable sleeping on this side. You feel like you're gonna roll off, but
it's such a big drop. You feel like you're falling.
I sleep in this. I've never rolled off. I've had a couple of big nights. I've still never rolled off. So it's been fine. But I think the main con would be, especially some of the older people as well. That they don't want to be climbing over each other.
Yeah, they don't want to be climbing over each other, but it's quite high getting up and down.
And it is quite high as well. I bang my head a lot on this cupboard. I literally did this today. I had a little cheeky nap before we filmed this. I smacked my head on the thing there, but look, that's probably would be another cons. Like it's
if you like hanging your clothes.
Yes, hanging space.
That's something you'll miss having because they're all folded. We have fixed that issue in this van.
Yeah, which we'll get to that in a minute once we go up to the bathroom there. So that's probably the pros and cons. It's good laying down. We have the TV up here, so. It's nice. It's
good because our pillows are up this end and our couch is over there. We can have the TV sort of turned, and if someone's sitting on the couch and someone's on the bed, we can both still see the TV, which is
And look, you can swap the pillows around the other way too.
Yeah, you can sleep that way. You just have to watch the TV as you're sitting up.
You can swap around. I've got the 2 Sirocco fans. They're in a really good spot, so use them a lot when we're free camping, obviously. So a couple of Siroccos are definitely what you need. In your van. So we've got the trimmer gas heater, the gas heater module just behind us. That's our little display there. How good is that thing?
I love having the trimmer gas heater and having to be able to turn it on while you're just waking, about 4 a.m. you sort of wake up, flick it on, so when you get up at 6 or 7, it's
bang
nice
on.
And toasty.
And you can auto set it. You can have that thing night 4. It's going to come on from 4 to 8. It just does it automatically. So again, we haven't tried the diesel heater. I know people love their diesel heaters. We haven't tried it, so I can't comment. But having one of those, again, a lot of people say, I'm just traveling the hot seasons. If you are just traveling the hot seasons, fine, you don't need it. But you do get caught in colder conditions. You're hot during the day, cold at night.
Yeah, any of those desert locations.
Yeah, so
freezing at night.
So it just runs off normal 12 volt stuff and just gas. So you can be using it off grid like we are now. A lot of people say, I've got the one on the roof. Look, the one on the roof is fine, but I'd rather have this. It's a totally different heat. Like the one on the reverse cycle on the roof, depending the conditions, like it can really fog it up and really feel sort of
steamy.
Yeah, really
Turns
steamy.
into like a sauna
So yeah,
or
the
something.
heat that comes from the truma is way better. So our
And
outlet,
it comes out on the floor.
Yeah, it comes out on the floor.
The floor's nice and warm.
yeah, our outlet's just down here below our feet. So this is a must that I'd say for people, especially if you are down south. Spend the money and get a heating option 100%. So it's just those little creature comforts. So what else we got? We've got the overhead storage where we put our knickers and stuff up there. So plenty above storage above there. But that's pretty much sort of covers the bed space. Got all our Fusion speakers and stuff behind us. You can access all the radio and that there. Super handy. We haven't really used the Fusion. The little Fusion module over there, have we? We usually use the main control up there, but yeah, that's sort of pretty much it for the bed side of things. We've got the Dometic dust reduction system just above us here, so this is to help keep dust out. We did do a full video of this. We tested it across the Give River Road, and look, we're happy with it. Really happy with it. It's got the big unit on top. It's Air Force, so there's other options out there like the Caravan. We are going to we put a Caravan on a new van. We're going to try that just because not because this didn't work. We've heard good things and we want to really try it out to see the.
Well, we had nothing to compare this to. So
yeah, to see the difference.
It'd be nice to try the Caravan just to see the difference.
I think the DRS looks nicer inside to the Caravan.
Well, you don't even notice it.
Yeah, but the Caravan probably looks better on the outside, so it's hit and miss. But I think this only works when you sort of above that 20-30 k's, getting air in there. Where the Caravan, it's 12 volt, turn it on. So they've both got their pros and cons, but I'm really excited to sort of try that. But again, if you're going to be doing the off-road, and I think definitely having a dust reduction system, no matter what it is good. And then finding your your dust points. So for us, in the door there, we've got it taken off at the moment. Usually we cut out a bit of air filter, just from Super Cheap, cut it out, put it on there, tape it on. Because obviously you got your air vents down there on your door. Most doors have it. Dust can come straight in there. So as long as you do have a Caravan, it can pressurize it, and people don't have dust in there. But we had little bits and pieces, so we did chuck that across there. We did have a little bit of dust coming in through the door, just down that bottom seal when the heavy dust. In the footwell had some dust in there, so that was the entry point for us. And we've got a fully sealed dustproof door in our next van to solve that issue. We did have a little bit of dust underneath as well, under some cupboards. One of them was coming from a gas vent. Obviously, this is a regulation, had to be there. We didn't know it was there, so we're like, where's this dust coming from? There's a little big hole in the floor, which they have. You can get plugs that go in there. We just chucked some tape across it and it fixed that. We had one or two little pipes coming through there that just needed a little bit more silicone just to fully seal it, that was coming up from underneath the van. So we discovered that on the Unadilla track. So again, as I say to people, just when you go out for your first dirt experience, don't go drive 4 hours and get out and go, oh geez, and me van's full of dust. Like, go do half an hour, pull over, jump in, assess. Every van's different. Maybe someone's left a bit of silicone. Things can happen. So, but just don't just go out there and just pin it and go, oh yeah, I've got a DRS, I'm gonna have no dust. Like, there can be bits and pieces. So that was our experience. Now we've done them up. We can pretty much do whatever now and not have to stress about dust. Sometimes you still have the tiny little surfaced dust, but
well, we do have a golden retriever.
Yeah, dog hair. Yeah, that's there. Yeah, no, DRS isn't going to fix that. But that's been really, really good. One other thing we had was some shavings. So some shavings when the van was new, when they're being built. I did ask this question. And look, I should have cleared this up before we did this video, but it's something to do once they have the roof going on. They can't get to bits and pieces to clean it out. It was something like that. So our first sort of couple of trips, this has been a well-known thing across a lot of brands, as we had metal shavings and stuff appearing on the floor. More so at the back a little bit. They're just sort of coming up. We just vacuum them up. So, again, down the track, I'm not sure how that fixes. I'm not really too sure. But issue, no, not really. But, it's a common thing that people have had. So, do expect that maybe in your van. Again, that's just, our van did do it.
Yeah, we need to cross some corrugations for the first couple of times.
But now we do it, we don't get any. No. We don't get any at all. So after 12 months, they've shook us all out. So that's about it for now. I reckon we're going to talk about the battery system. All right, let's talk battery systems. I reckon this has got to be the most number one thing, whether you've gone on your weekend trips, especially long trips, living full time in the van, is your battery systems. Probably one of the main questions we actually get asked as well when in the forums now people are asking, how much battery is enough. So in this one, we've got 3 100 amp Revolution batteries, all lithium, of course. These are really, really good batteries that you can really, really draw these ones down. Always check your specs. From the cheaper brands to your more expensive brands, yes, they might say 100 amp hours, but the usable power, how much you can sort of draw them down. You really got to get deep into those specs, and that's really going to tell you the quality of the battery. So 300 amps of battery, 680 watts of solar on the roof. We don't have any portable solar on this. We don't even have the Anderson plug on this to add portable solar. That's something I would do. If you are going to look at doing that, to run some external solar, that's something I'll do for sure, and what we're doing on our next van. So place like we are today, it's actually a really overcast day today, but if you are in the shade, you can run some panels out, get a bit of power dripping back through. So got the Red Arc Red Vision. Absolutely love this system. We only have one light switch in here. That's for into the bathroom there. The rest of it's all from the Red Vision, which is right at the door there. Really easy to use. Use on your phone. That's where you can turn your inverter on and off. We've got the 3000 watt Red Arc inverter in here, so we can run obviously aircon, microwaves, kettles, toasters, all that stuff, which we do use a lot. Some people can go without it. Some we use on the daily. Actually, this is a brand new inverter in there. We actually, our old one had issues with it. So we actually went up north, just randomly stopped working on us. It ended up being an issue when we'll start a startup issue. There's a light showing up. So yeah, that was a little bit of pain in the ass for a little bit there, but the guys from Red Arc were awesome. By the time we got onto them, figure out what it was, they come and installed a new one for us straight away, which is good. But we did have a problem with the inverter. So we got all the Red Arc charging gear. So I got the Red Arc BMS 30. So when the car's plugged into the car, into 240, that's us doing the charging there. The 680 watts of solar on the roof. We've got a DC to DC 50 amp charger in there. So solar we probably get on a good day, I reckon we get about 35 amps. It's usually around that 30, 32 with the way this works on here. So that's sort of minus your load. So let's say we've got no lights on, the fridge is using 3 amps. It'll sort of minus that, then show you what you're getting in through your solar. So that's sort of 30 to 35, which isn't too bad. It's not massive, but for 680, it's not too bad. So what you were going to do, if you're going to add more solar, you can definitely add more to the 50 amp charger. If you're going to do some external, what you can do is actually wire that into your BMS 30, so you can have your roof on the solar. Into your DC to DC 50 amp, and you have your external through your 30. So all up, you've got 80 amps available. Obviously, more solar, the better. To get 80 amps of solar, you need a lot. You're not going to have a roof big enough for that, but all your external. If you can be pulling 50, 60 amps in, you better run this whole show in good sun, aircon, without using the thing. So the question is 300 amps enough? When we first did this, I thought it was massive. No, it's not. It's not enough. So again, a lot of people that live differently. We live full time on the road. Yes, we it's enough to use the aircon for a couple hours now to take the chill off. Sometimes we sort of get maybe once it sort of hits its level and it just cruises along, it sort of uses at maybe 50, 60 amps, I would say. Maybe sometimes a little bit less, depending how much solar we're getting in as well. So it does use quite a fair bit of power. But once it ticks along, we can get probably 4 to 5 hours comfortably, and then still have enough power to run through the night, lights and that. But the next day you are looking pretty thin, so you need that solar to charge it up. So I would say battery wise, 400 minimum. I know a lot of the troopers out here, the Lotus troopers come with 400 amps. But look, if you really like using your gear, going to be traveling full time, I'd say 600 as a minimum. I think that's perfect. 600 would be absolutely perfect. That's what I think. So again, in saying that, we've run out of batteries twice. Once in Manaranka, we're nice and in the shade for 3 or 4 days, no solar. Again, external panels would have come in handy then, but another time up north, we run really low on batteries, really hot. It was quite uncomfortable, but 2 times over 12 months isn't that bad. So yes, it does a job, but more batteries are the better in my opinion. Alrighty, let's talk kitchen space.
So before we got this van, I was trying to find on YouTube videos about, I don't know why, it sounds kind of weird, how people stored their caravan, how people, would pack their cupboards, pack their drawers and all sorts of things. Every time I tried to Google it, caravan storage, it would come up with like literal caravan like storage facilities. So I know a lot of other people are interested in this because I have come across it, since we've had this van. But basically,
All right, let's have a look at that.
Cutlery, nothing special, you know. We have a bit of a junk drawer kind of thing going on with keys and super glue and remotes going on there. Second drawer, we love our smoothies, so bringing our Ninja was a non-negotiable.
Yeah, no, every day we use the Ninja. Absolutely awesome.
We use the Navigator Wine Buddy to actually store some of our Yetis.
Yeah.
One plate, one bowl each. Same with the cutlery, you know, we only have one spoon each, one fork each. So yeah, two of everything for us. We do have a couple of different steak knives because we do like our steak.
Yeah. Very, very simple. You don't need much gear.
No,
Yeah.
and to keep it lighter, like why do you need to carry, you know, 6 different things of cutlery when it's just 2 of you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Down the bottom, it's a bit of a
Pots and pans.
pot drawer. Yeah, again, just one of everything. That's basically all we use.
Yeah. Plenty of storage in this thing. The storage is a must. Like again, we got plenty in here. Kitchen space. You know, we could probably do maybe a little bit more bench space, but like, look, it's been enough, hasn't it?
Yep.
Like it's enough.
Oh, in this cupboard under the sink, there's so much room. I have room to spare under here.
Yeah, a lot of room under there.
Some of our cupboards are actually empty.
Yeah. So microwave. Use the microwave a lot.
Yep.
That's some, you know, we say, you know, we just have Tupperware containers of lunch, heat up next day and stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, and having that inverter is an absolute lifesaver for stuff like that. Yeah, all the nice black on the top here. Love our bench colours here, just these nice neutral colours. Big preference. The oven here, again, this is something else we know. You know, it's a love-hate thing with having the shiny top. It definitely,
glass top.
Yeah, the glass top. It definitely shows dust. It looks awesome when it's clean though. But yeah, it also does limit a little bit of bench space. So
a lot of people do put things on it, and that's fine. We just don't like scratches and marks on things.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So we don't put anything on top of it. You know, when I do wash the dishes, I put one of those drying mats down on top of it and chuck the wet dishes on top of there.
But we do have a fix for that as well.
Yes,
don't we?
we
We
do
have a
have
fix for that.
something.
So oven, we use the oven a lot personally. Again, you know, everyone's like, oh, cook outside and stuff. Yes, for your weekend trips.
Yes, that is absolutely fine. If you're just having a caravan to do weekenders or family trips and you want to be outside using your Weber because you're on holidays.
Yeah. And you're going to go when the weather's good.
Yes, but when you're at home, do you cook outside every single night?
Yeah.
No.
Some people would. Some people would.
Some people would, but no, we don't. And the oven is really handy for when the weather is crap outside.
Yeah. You get some spots. We've been to some spots up here. Flies, bugs. We've had to come inside. Like we couldn't.
Yeah, you can't.
Couldn't cook outside. So yeah, well, we love the outside, but look, the reality is you're not always outside. Yeah. So. Got our Naji K8. This is our medical certified water ionizer. So again, we are big water drinkers, and some of the spots we've come across, especially up the center, disgusting. So you know, people go to bottled water, but you know, then it's money, a lot of weight you're carrying, and also we're very. I drink a lot of Jack Daniels, but we are very health conscious. So bottled water is no good for you. So that's what we use there. We use that to clean everything inside of our van. It makes 11.5 strong alkaline water, 2.5 acidic water. So all of our toilets, benches, cars, caravans.
Very strong disinfectant.
Our what we use to do our washing. So everything cleaning wise is all from that. So
the only cleaner that we do have is the Weber cleaner.
Yeah, but I usually use the water from that.
Honestly, we hardly use this.
No, the Weber is probably actually due for a bit of the clean though. So that's what we have there. And again, kitchen space in here is absolutely awesome. Going into the fridge here, the Dometic fridge has been awesome, really really good. We did have a little issue which still needs to be fixed. The little
crisper. So when you pull out the fruit and veg crisper down the bottom, some water dribbles down from underneath it, but.
There's a little pipe around the back needs to be mounted in a different spot. Apparently it's like a 5-minute warranty job. We actually weren't aware, but the guys from Top End Tourers, we were traveling with them. They had the same problem. They had to it's like a 5-minute fix. So that was a last minute thing. We didn't know about that until we were actually on our trip. So that's going to get fixed at George Day here quickly. So do you want to quickly touch on your pantry there?
This honestly, I know heaps of people love the pull-out pantry, which is great for like all your condiments. But you can't fit a lot in it. And with the overhead cupboards behind us, if we had that full of food, we wouldn't have. Most of these are empty in front of us here.
Yeah, you run out of space.
You would run out of space if you just had to put food in there.
Yeah.
So I think I have nailed this. So all these containers are just from Kmart. They come with lids. So I keep the little lids underneath to help, you know, slide in and out. So basically I just keep like condiments, herbs and spices, snacks, all like our protein and stuff for smoothies.
Yeah.
Fruit and veg, and then down the very bottom is our liquor cabinet.
You know, the pantry is awesome. Now you can get the pull-out pantries. Weren't the biggest fan of that, so yeah, having the pantry here.
Well, our first Lotus had the pull-out pantry, which which was great. For all the condiments and coffee and sugar and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then we had the cupboards which are in front of us here. We had that full of food.
Yeah.
So but there's more storage in that other van. But,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So again, quickly touching our little kitchen space here on the bench. That obviously pulls out. So again, plenty nice couch space there.
Table room.
We wouldn't mind it being a little bit wider. Sometimes we do our Zoom calls and stuff for our business.
Like
yeah, we're sort of a little bit tight, but usually we try and sit away from each other. So it's pretty good. And again, above head storage. We'll give you guys a little bit of a look up there. What we got stored up there again.
Just technology.
Yeah, plenty of room. Techie stuff, laptops, drones, camera gear, all that stuff goes up there. Plenty of room for more stuff. So I think that pretty much covers in here. Let's quickly go into the bathroom. Then we'll look at wrapping this thing up. All right, so obviously, like we said before, having the east-west bed, you do lose some hanging space. What we've done in here is we've actually got a hanging space in here. So more than enough. That's both of our stuff in there. I always get told off I've got more clothes, but I have jumpers, so it takes up more room. But that is enough in there. But we have seen how many clothes some people do take with them. So look, that might not be enough, but look, there's plenty of folding space in your overhead covers, again, as we have our socks, jocks, shorts and stuff. So again, we still got plenty of room for that. And underneath there, it also allows as well, we have like our Kathmandu jackets, a couple of navigator bags under there as well. So plenty of storage room under there. You can chuck towels under there, whatever. And it looks really, really nice. So nice spend space in here again. Just love all the matte black stuff. It just looks really, really flash. I've got a washing machine under here. I know some people have actually deleted their washing machine. We use this all the time. It's only a 3 kilo, but you can fit quite a fair bit in there as when we're at caravan parks and stuff. Instead of using the community ones, which is no drama. Sometimes we do if we're going to do a full bedding wash, but sometimes you're paying again $4, $5, $6 to do that, plus dry it. So it all adds up. But look, we definitely use this all the time. We've sometimes we're off grid. We've filled up with water. We're off grid, socks and jocks or whatever, or leftover water we're doing. You can just put water in here as well and do a quick socks and jocks run on the go. So into the shower in here. Again, nice big space in here. The shower's awesome. Pressure's good. There's sort of nothing to really too much to really report on in there. So again, it's just the space in this thing is just really good. Like we can both comfortably get ready in here. Plenty of storage in here. Into the drawers down here. We'll give you a good look through our drawers there. Get nice and organised. I get the big one down the bottom because the bottom's got Mikhail's hair straightener and dryer and all that stuff. So big boldy items you just shouldn't take with you. So that's actually my drawer down the bottom. But yeah, plenty of storage space in here. Look, it's really again, some people might not want that. If you do run the north-south bed, you usually got your hangers down the side as well. But again, this is just our van, the 17.6, and look again. Singles, couples, it's a really, really good size. People come in here don't really believe that's a 17.6. It sort of feels more like a 19 or 19.6 foot in here. But I think that's pretty much most of the report for the inside. So let's go back outside and wrap this thing up. Oh, well, there you go, guys. There's a good little recap of our 12 months of owning our new Lotus van. And look, our Freelander. So it's been absolute magic. And look, like I said, you're going to stay tuned. But give it a couple of weeks, I reckon. Once we get the new van, we'll pop it up. Obviously, I want you guys to see what we got straight away. So look,
do a full rundown of our
is it another Freelander or what have we done?
Off-grid, Trooper, what's it going to be?
Definitely Lotus. Again, like I said, we other than small little issues we covered, that's honestly all we've really had. And it's just again, it all comes down to how you use the gear as well. You see a lot of people, especially going to Gibb River Road, man. Some people going across there, snapped axles, snapped A-frames,
scary.
Doors, but people don't air down to go 120 k's an hour. So a lot of that comes into it as well. But look, and again, like I say, we're not, again, like I said, we're not sugarcoating anything. This is our experience. Look, we've seen other people out there that have had small issues. I've never seen anything major, structural wise go wrong. I have seen other people out there that have had small issues in that. But one thing I can say is Lotus will stick behind their brand.
Yep.
No matter what. Like if they have issues, it's no dramas. It'll get fixed.
Back their product 100%.
They will back it 100%. So that's something you can confidently know when looking at your Lotus Caravan. So again, that's pretty good. I'd say it absolutely awesome. I reckon there's still a bit of daylight left, so I reckon I'm going to go and lock the hubs in quickly. I reckon there's a forward drive. I can literally see it. It's literally just over that bloody creek there. So I reckon I'm going to go out and give that a little bit of a hit. So if there is anything we have missed, or if there's more, so I'm going to look at doing another video of sort of like an ultimate buyer's guide to a caravan. But again, like a lot of the main questions are just about the suspension and airbags. That's one of the main questions. If you're thinking about it, yes, the budget's I think disc, air, all that's about a good 9-10k, I think. But the new Lotus Troopers do come with ATX standard with a coil, so it is cheaper just to add the airbag. So that's not that bad anyway. But that's probably one of the main questions. Battery, again, like I said, 400 amps is good. If you're going to be really wanting to use aircon, all that stuff, more solar, or go 600. 600 is would be an ultimate system. What else we get? And get water, 250 to 300.
Weights, people, often ask about weights. So.
Weights. And just because your car says it can tow 3.5 ton doesn't mean it can. Look at your GCMs, get some a professional or something to sort of run through that with you. Again, fully off-road van, on-road van. Make sure you weigh up that as well of what you're looking at. Again, sizes, weights.
What are you planning on doing?
What do you plan on using your caravan for? But size and weights, that's probably pretty much the main questions, really.
Yeah, are you going to be living in it full time? Is it just going to be a weekender with the family?
Yeah. I think that's about it. And with the bike on the front, again, that's up to sort of Lotus' discretion. Like it's sort of, if you're going to do a 24-foot van and it's heavy as hell and you want to put a bike on it, it all comes down to the tow ball. If you've got a big American truck, wouldn't matter.
It's fine. You can tow whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's just going to depend. Obviously, that just going to depend on that there. So that's something you just get in touch with the guys. But we just saw one the other day. A guy sent us through a photo. That was a 21, 22?
21.9.
Yeah.
Nearly 22.
Yeah, with the bike on the front, so it looks absolutely sick. So that's an option now you can get through Tub Built Industries. Reach out to those guys, get sent to Lotus, they'll fit it up, take your dirt bike around. So absolutely awesome. But again, I hope that covers all. If you did miss anything, guys, reach out to us in the comments, reach out to us on the social medias, Traveling Campers, Facebook, Instagram. That's where we usually chat to people. We always write back to people, everyone, and answer their questions. Have a chat. Been meeting so many guys out here on the tracks, and it's been absolutely awesome. WA crew is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up there, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, look, we're getting preparing for a massive 2022. It's going to be our biggest year for Traveling Campers. We've got some exciting changes for the setup. So again, guys, have an awesome Christmas, awesome New Year's. We'll see you out there on 2022.